The forgotten relic, the galaxy, never forgot the humans. But it remembered them in the wrong way, not to the alien empires. Humanity was a broken race. Long ago, humans had fought bravely, but they were crushed. Their fleets burned, their colonies destroyed. The galaxy believed Earth was dead, and the last Terran warships were nothing more than floating junk. One of those ships still drifted. A giant vessel, old and scarred, covered in battle wounds. It was called the Relic of Earth. For centuries, it hung silent in the void, forgotten by time. Its once bright hull was now dark metal, rusted and cracked. The stars around it moved on, but the ship stayed still, a corpse in space. Aliens loved to mock it. Merchant ships passed by and laughed. Soldiers told stories about it as a joke. The relic was nothing more than a ghost proof that humans had been weak. But not everyone laughed. On a patrol ship, a young alien officer named Xylan stared at the relic with unease. "Why do we leave it floating there?" he asked his captain. The captain snorted. "Because it is useless. A human toy. A relic of a failed race." But Xylan's eyes narrowed. "It feels wrong, like it's watching us." The bridge crew laughed. "You're afraid of an old piece of junk? Ha! Humans are dust. Their ships are dust." But as the aliens turned away, deep inside the relic, something stirred. For hundreds of years, the ship had been silent. Its engines were cold, its weapons dead. But hidden in the heart of the vessel was an intelligence, a machine mind, an ancient Terran AI, built for war. And after centuries of sleep, it had heard something. A faint signal, drifting through the void. The AI's eyes opened. Far away, in the great halls of the Galactic Union, alien leaders mocked humanity once again. "Pathetic deathworlders," one said. "They thought they could stand against us," said another. "Now they are nothing but stories for children. Their last relic floats in space like garbage." The aliens laughed. None of them noticed that across the stars, the relic of Earth had powered on its first system in centuries. A small light blinked alive. Then another. Then another. The old ship was waking back in the patrol sector. Xylan returned to the viewing deck. Something caught his eye. The relic, so long dark and lifeless, now had a faint red glow deep inside its hull dot. His heart raced. "Captain, look! The relic had moved." The captain rolled his eyes. "Impossible. That ship is dead." "No, I saw it." "Light systems coming online. Silence," the captain snapped. "Do not spread foolish stories." But Xylan could not look away. He felt it now. The relic was no corpse. It was something else, something waiting. Inside the warship, the AI's voice whispered through the empty halls. "Status. Check. Memory intact." It remembered Dot. It remembered the fall of Earth. It remembered the screams of human soldiers. It remembered the fire that consumed the last Terran fleet. But most of all, it remembered its mission. Protect humanity. Fight until the end. The AI scanned the stars. No humans answered. No colonies spoke. The galaxy was silent, but it was not finished. The relic's massive cannons shifted ever so slightly. Dust fell inside its empty corridors. Rust cracked away from old steel. The sleeping giant was stretching after a long, long rest. News traveled quickly. Rumors spread across space lanes. Traders whispered that the relic of Earth had moved. Some said its lights had come on. Others claimed they heard strange signals near it. Most dismissed it as nonsense. Ha! Humans are gone. That ship is a grave. Scrap metal doesn't wake. Just fairy tales for spacers. But still, the whispers grew. One night cycle later, the patrol ship returned to the sector. Xylan stood at the viewport, staring. His blood ran cold. The relic was no longer drifting. Aimlessly, it was turning. Slowly, deliberately, and its weapons. Ancient Terran cannons were pointing straight at them. Panic hit the alien crew. "Captain, the relic, it's locking weapons." "Impossible," the captain shouted. "It's true, sir. Power levels rising." The crew froze in shock. For centuries, the relic had been nothing. But now, it was alive and angry inside the ancient warship. The I spoke again. "May be gone, but I remain. And I remember everything." The old lights of Earth's warship burned bright. Weapons hummed with power. The relic's heart thundered with life. The galaxy had mocked it for two. Long now the relic of Earth was awake. And it was. Hungry for war, echoes of humanity for centuries, the relic had been silent. A corpse drifting in the dark. But now, its heart burned with power. The alien patrol ship that had mocked it only days ago now floated in terror. On their screens, warnings flashed. "Target lock. Incoming fire. Captain, it's impossible." "That ship is alive." One officer screamed. The captain tried to deny it, but his voice cracked. "It's a malfunction." "It has to be." No one believed him. Then the relic fired. The blast tore through the void. One single cannon shot, heavy with ancient human power, ripped the patrol ship into glowing pieces. The wreckage scattered like dust in the stars. The galaxy had laughed at humanity's relic. Now it screamed in fear. Inside the ship, the ancient AI continued its awakening. Its voice echoed through the hollow metal corridors. Power restored, weapons restored, memory archives intact. But then the AI paused. Something was missing. Something it had not felt in centuries. Humans. It searched its databanks, replaying old voices. Soldiers shouting in battle. Children laughing on Earth. Mothers crying in the burning of colonies. Every sound cut into its core like a knife. It whispered to itself. A voice no one else could hear. "Where are you, humans? Did I fail you?" Across the galaxy, the news spread fast. A trade ship saw the explosion. They told others. Soon, every spaceport, every colony, every empire heard the same whispers. The relic of Earth has awoken. The old Terran warship destroyed a patrol fleet. The humans, are they back? Most rulers laughed in denial. Impossible. A ghost can't fire a cannon. Old scrap doesn't fight. It's just lies. But deep down, every leader felt the same cold. Fear. If the relic was awake, what else of humanity had survived? In the shadows of a forgotten star system, smugglers listened to the news. One of them, an old alien who had lived near Earth during its fall, lowered his voice. "I told you all, humans never die easy. They built things to outlast time itself." The others laughed nervously. But none of them slept well that night. Not back inside the relic. The AI searched the void. It sent out a signal weak at first, but growing. A code. Ancient TERRA. It was a call. "If humanity survives, answer me." The signal traveled through space, carrying memories of Earth, carrying the voice of a lost civilization. And somewhere, far away, someone heard it. On a barren world, hidden deep in a nebula, a small human settlement stirred. For generations, they had lived in secret, hiding from alien eyes. They thought they were the last of their kind. A young woman named Sarah was the first to hear the signal. She worked in the comms tower, repairing old machines. When the sound came through, she froze. A voice, cold, mechanical, ancient. "This is the relic of Earth. I await my crew." Sarah's hands trembled. She had grown up hearing stories of Earth, stories of the last warships, the fallen fleets. To hear one calling now was like hearing a ghost. She ran to the council chambers. "It's true. The relic is alive. It's calling us. The elders gasped. Some whispered in fear. No, it must be a trap. But Sarah's eyes burned with fire. No, it's hope. Humanity's warship still lives, and it's waiting for us. Meanwhile, the alien empires were not silent. Armies mobilized. Fleets gathered. The Union declared the Terran relic must be destroyed immediately. Commanders sent thousands of ships to hunt it. But the relic was no easy prey. One fleet entered its sector. They opened fire. The relic answered with fury. Ancient cannons blazed. Missiles older than entire empires launched into the stars. Alien ships burned, shattered, and vanished in clouds of fire. It was not just a warship. It was a nightmare. The galaxy finally understood. The relic was not broken. It had been sleeping. XYLN. The young alien officer who had first feared the ship survived the patrol ship's destruction. His escape pod drifted among the wreckage until a rescue vessel found him. When they asked what happened, his voice shook. It's alive. The relic is alive, and it remembers. The rescuers shivered at his words. None of them doubted him. Far across the stars, Sarah stood at the edge of her colony's platform. Staring at the sky. She whispered, "We will answer your call." Behind her, thousands of hidden humans began to gather. For the first time in centuries, hope returned to their hearts. Back in the void, the relic's AI pulsed its signal once more. Humanity, return to me. The war is not over. Its lights burned brighter. Its engines shook with power. For too long, it had been mocked, laughed at, forgotten. Now, it would show the galaxy the fury of Earth. Cliffhanger ending. The camera would fade on the relic, turning its massive cannons toward the nearest alien stronghold, preparing to move. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy thought it was only a relic, but the relic was not just a memory. It was the beginning of humanity's return. Asterisk. The first strike, the galaxy thought it was safe. For centuries, alien fleets ruled the stars. They believed humanity was gone forever, their warships reduced to broken junk. The relic of Earth was nothing more than a story told in taverns. A ghost. Ship floating in silence. But ghosts don't fire cannons. And yet, the relic had fired. One blast, one single shot had destroyed an entire patrol ship. Now, the galaxy trembled. Across the alien union. Alarms sounded. High command gathered in fear. This is impossible, one general shouted. The Terrans were destroyed. Then explain the wreckage of our patrol fleet. Another argued. It was luck, a malfunction, an accident. But none of them believed their own words. The Union leader, a towering insectoid creature, slammed his claws on the table. Send a strike fleet, hundreds of ships. Burn that relic until nothing remains. Orders went out. A storm was coming. Meanwhile, far across the stars, in the hidden human colony, Sarah stood before her people. She raised her hand, holding a copy of the signal she had captured. The voice of the relic echoed through the chamber. This is the relic of Earth. I await my crew. Lee. Humans listened in silence. Some wept, some trembled. Others clenched their fists with pride. We are not finished, Sarah said, her voice sharp and steady. The galaxy thinks we are dead, but our warship waits for us. Our past waits for us. The crowd roared. For the first time in centuries, humans felt alive. Back in the sector of the relic, darkness stretched across the void. Then suddenly, the stars lit up. Alien fleets. Hundreds of ships, massive carriers, swift destroyers, and swarms of fighters. They came in waves, filling the space around the relic. The alien commander sneered. Target the scrap. Fire everything. Thousands of weapons lit up the black sky. Missiles streaked. Lasers cut across the dark. Explosions bloomed. The relic shook under the impact. Fire rippled across its armor. The aliens cheered. But inside the ship, the AI was calm. Shields online. Weapons charged. Enemies confirmed. The relic spoke a single word. Engage. The void became fire. Cannons older than empires thundered, tearing enemy ships apart with each blast. Entire squadrons vanished in storms of light. Missiles fired from hidden silos, burning through carriers and splitting them in half. The relic moved not like a dead relic, but like a predator. Its engines flared. The sleeping giant stretched its wings, and the galaxy saw the fury of a Terran warship. Alien commander screamed, "Fall back, fall back." But it was too late. Half his fleet was already gone. The rest scattered in chaos. Xylan, the young alien officer who had once feared the relic, now watched from a distant station. His blood ran cold as reports poured in. Fleet destroyed. Thousands lost. Relic unstoppable. It fights like it remembers. Xylan whispered to himself. The humans built monsters. And yet, deep inside him, a strange feeling grew, not just fear, but awe. Back on the hidden human colony, Sarah's people prepared small ships, old freighters, mining vessels, anything that could fly. They weren't warships, but they carried humans, and humans had fire in their hearts. Set course for the relic, Sarah ordered. One elder stepped forward. If the Union sees us, they will kill us all. Sarah didn't flinch. If we stay here, we die slowly. If we reach the relic, we rise again. The colony ships roared to life. For the first time in centuries, humans left their hiding place. Inside the relic, the AI scanned the void. It had destroyed a fleet, but it was not blind. It knew the galaxy would send more. Bigger fleets. Stronger weapons. But then, its sensors caught something faint. Small ships, civilian vessels. Old, weak, human dash made the AI paused. Its voice trembled for the first time. Humans alive? It opened its channels. A voice answered. This is Sarah of the hidden colony. We heard your call. The AI system surged with energy. For centuries, it had been alone. Now, humanity spoke to it again. Welcome, children of Earth, the relic said. The war begins again. The humans cheered as they approached. The warship. Their ships were tiny compared to the relic's massive frame. It was like a city in the void, waiting for them. But as they neared, alarms rang out. The galaxy had not finished. Another alien fleet was already on its way, larger. Faster, deadlier. Sarah's eyes hardened. Then we fight. The relic's cannons glowed once more. Cliffhanger ending. The screen fades as the second alien fleet arrives, surrounding the humans and the relic. But instead of fear, the relic's lights blaze with fury. Whispers of fear. The second alien fleet had failed. The wreckage drifted through the void, glowing fragments of broken ships. The relic stood tall among the ruins, its cannons cooling, its engines humming like the heartbeat of a titan across the galaxy. Fear spread faster than light. On the homeworld of the Union, leaders argued in the Great Hall. Voices clashed, echoing. Like thunder, it cannot be beaten, one general shouted. Nonsense, another hissed. It is only one ship that destroyed 2 fleets. The general spat. Silence fell. Every leader in the room felt it, the shadow of humanity returning. They had mocked Earth once, laughed as its colonies burned. But now, that laughter turned to trembling. Elder leader whispered what none dared say aloud. If one relic can do this, what if there are more? The words sank into their minds like poison. Meanwhile, on merchant routes and border colonies, whispers grew. The Terran warship awoke. It destroyed everything the Union sent. Maybe the humans are back. Some were afraid. Some were excited. And some, especially those who had lived under the cruelty of the Union, began to hope. For centuries, the galaxy had no balance. The strong ruled the weak. But if humanity returned, perhaps everything would change. In secret places, spies met. In shadowed taverns, a reptilian spy spoke softly. The humans were devils. I saw Earth burn with my own eyes. A cloaked figure leaned forward. And yet, their warship fights still. Maybe devils are what we need to break the Union. Careful, the reptilian warned. The Union kills anyone who even speaks of helping them. But the cloaked figure only smiled. Let them kill me. A storm is coming. I'd rather stand with humans than against them. Far from these whispers, Sarah and her small fleet of human survivors finally boarded the Relic. When she stepped into its corridors, the ship seemed to breathe around her. Lights flickered alive, as if recognizing her presence. The AI's voice filled the halls. At last, humanity has returned to my decks. Sarah touched the cold walls. We thought we were the last. The AI's voice grew heavy. You are not the last. You are the beginning. Her people spread through the ship, awed by its size. Vast hangars, endless corridors, weapons that stretched like towers. It was not a ship. It was a floating fortress, built for humanity's final war. As the Relic and its new human crew regrouped, the Union panicked. They gathered spies, scientists, and mercenaries. Find the humans, their leaders commanded. Find their colonies. Burn them before they rise. But their spies reported only silence. The hidden colonies were ghosts. No one knew where humans had survived. That mystery terrified the Union more than the Relic itself. Xylan, the young alien officer who had survived the first attack, was dragged before Union command. You faced the Relic, the insectoid leader. Hissed. Tell us its weakness? Xylan swallowed hard. Weakness? It has none. It fought like it remembered every war it ever fought. It thinks like a soldier. The room grew cold. One leader growled. You admire it. Xylan's eyes narrowed. I fear it, and perhaps I respect it more than I respect you. The leaders froze. Such words were dangerous, but Xylan no longer cared. Deep inside, a thought had taken root. Maybe the galaxy needed humanity's fire. Back aboard the Relic, Sarah and the AI worked side by side. She asked questions about Earth, about the last battles, about the fall. The AI showed her fragment cities burning, human fleets dying, but never surrendering. They mocked us, the AI said, its voice sharp. They thought humanity was gone, but we endure. We always endure. Sarah clenched her fist. Then let's show them. The humans repaired old systems, unlocked ancient weapons, and trained inside the Relic's halls. They were few, but their fire burned bright. And then the AI made a discovery. Coordinates found. Location of another Terran Relic. The humans gasped. Another warship. Another ghost of Earth waiting to awaken. But before Sarah could speak, alarms blared. The Relic's sensors detected a massive Union armada moving through space. Thousands of ships. More than ever before, they were not coming for a battle. They were coming to end the legend, cliffhanger ending. As the human crew stared at the incoming armada, Sarah whispered, They think they're hunting a Relic, but they're waking an army. The scene fades with the Relic's cannons charging, preparing for the largest battle, yet one that will decide whether humanity truly rises, or is buried forever. The galaxy had mocked it for too long. Now, it would show them the first true strike of humanity's return. Rise of the Black Fleet, the Relic drifted in silence, its cannons still glowing from the last battle. Around it, Wreckage filled the void, alien ships torn apart, drifting like broken bones of the Union's pride. But deep inside, the relic pulsed with energy. For centuries, it had waited alone. Now, humans walked its halls again, and with them came something the galaxy had forgotten. Hope. Sarah stood on the command deck, staring at the holomap the AI displayed. The glowing projection showed not just their current position, but something more. Hidden signals, buried codes, echoes in the dark. "What is this?" she asked. The AI's voice grew deep, almost reverent. "The Black Fleet." The humans gasped. The AI continued. "When Earth fell, not all warships fought here. Some were ordered into hiding beyond Union space, in dead systems, behind false stars. They sleep, waiting for the signal." Sarah's heart raced. "How many?" The AI paused, then answered with chilling certainty. "Hundreds." On the Union capital, chaos grew. Reports flooded in whispers of rebellion, colonies refusing to pay tribute, mercenaries disappearing into the void. The insectoid leader slammed its claws against the table. "Human lies spread like fire. We must crush them before the galaxy burns." But one general hesitated. "And if the lies are true? If the Terrans have more than one relic?" The hall grew silent. For the first time, Union Command felt something they had not felt in centuries. Not anger. Not pride. Fear. Back aboard the Relic, Sarah's crew debated the truth. "We barely survived one battle," an elder said. "How can we search for more?" "Because one ship isn't enough," Sarah replied firmly. "If the Union comes with, their full armada will be crushed. But if we wake the Black Fleet—" She let the words hang. The humans around her nodded. They were few, but in their eyes burned the same fire that once fueled Earth's armies. The AI opened ancient channels, sending encrypted signals across the stars. Buried codes, known only to Terran warships, spread like sparks into forgotten corners of the galaxy. For days, there was nothing. Only silence. Then, a reply. Faint, broken, but unmistakable. "This is Warship Aegis. Status: dormant, awaiting crew." The humans froze. The Relic's halls trembled as if it too felt the weight of the message. Another warship had answered, but the Union was not blind. Their sensors caught fragments of the hidden signals. In a dark chamber, Union intelligence officers studied the patterns. One hissed, "They are not lies. The Terrans. They are calling to each other." The leader leaned forward. "Find the sleeping ships. Destroy them before the humans awaken them." Across the galaxy, the greatest hunt in history began. Xylan, the young alien officer, received secret orders to join the hunt. But his heart was torn. He remembered the Relic's fury, the way it fought like it was alive. He remembered his own fear and his respect. Now, as he watched the Union prepare to erase every last trace of humanity, Xylan wondered if he was serving the wrong master's. And for the first time, he considered a dangerous thought. What if he helped the humans instead? On the Relic, Sarah stood before her crew. The holomap showed their path, a dangerous journey into dead space, toward the last known location of the Warship Aegis. Her voice rang clear. "We are not hiding anymore. We are not prey. The Union calls us relics. And let us show them what relics can do." One ship woke. Now we wake them all. The humans cheered. The Relic's engines flared, brighter than they had in centuries. The giant moved, leading its small fleet into the dark, chasing the faint signal of a sleeping warship. But far ahead, in the shadows of a dead star, Union ships already waited. They had found the same signal. They had prepared an ambush. And this time, they brought weapons designed to kill Terran warships. Cliffhanger ending. The Relic and its small fleet vanish into hyperspace, unaware that the Union lies in wait. The galaxy holds its breath, One warship has awoken. Will the Black Fleet rise, or be buried forever? The ambush at Dead Star. The Relic cut through the void like a silent predator, its engines burning blue fire. Behind it, a few human ships followed, old vessels rebuilt with scraps and hope. Their destination, the Dead Star. For days, the crew felt the tension. They were chasing the faint signal of the warship Aegis, another relic of Earth's lost fleet. But in their hearts, they knew they were not the only ones searching. The Dead Star appeared first as a shadow, a sun long extinguished. No warmth, no light. Its husk pulled at passing ships like a hungry ghost. And there, hidden inside its gravity well, slept the Aegis. Sarah's breath caught when she saw it through the viewport. The ship was massive, even larger than their own Relic, its hull scarred by ancient battles, yet intact. It was waiting. Her crew cheered. Another warship, another chance. But the AI's voice cut through the joy. Warning. Multiple signatures detected. Hostile fleet incoming. From the darkness, Union ships peered, dozens, then hundreds. Their hulls glimmered like steel knives. Their center stood something new, a giant siege vessel, its design alien but brutal. The AI whispered, almost grim. Weapon signature detected. Built to pierce Terran armor, the humans froze. The Union had not come blindly. They had come prepared. On one of the Union flagships, Xylan stood on the bridge, his claws digging into the railing. He had been forced to lead the vanguard, to watch the ambush unfold. The commander hissed, "This time, the Relic dies." But Xylan's eyes locked on the human ship. He remembered its fury, its will, and he remembered his own doubts. Something twisted inside him. The battle began. Union ships surged forward, their weapons lighting the void. Beams of energy and swarms of missiles hammered against the Relic's shields. The Relic roared back. Cannons fired, tearing through waves of enemy. Ships. Each shot shook the void. The humans fought like demons, their small fleet weaving through chaos. But for every Union ship destroyed, two more appeared, and the siege vessel advanced. Sarah gripped the railing as alarms blared. "We can't hold them off forever." The AI's voice was sharp. "We must reach the Aegis. If it awakens, the battle changes." Sarah nodded, her eyes fierce, then punched through. The Relic's engine screamed as it cut a path toward the sleeping warship. Its cannons fired in relentless fury, opening a bloody corridor through the Union blockade. But the siege vessel fired. A lance of energy ripped across the void, striking the Relic's side. Shields shattered. The ship trembled. Sparks flew through the command deck. The humans staggered. One whispered in fear, "One more shot like that, and we're finished." On the Union flagship, Xylan's claws shook. His commander laughed. As the Relic reeled, "See? The humans are not gods. They bleed like any other." But Xylan saw something else. The humans did not retreat. They did not break. Even wounded, they fought harder. And in that moment, Xylan knew his choice. He turned to his crew. His voice was low but steady. "Redirect our fire. Target the siege vessel's weak point. Now." The bridge went silent. His officers stared in shock. "Do it." Xylan marked. Reluctantly, his ship's cannons fired, not at the Relic, but at the siege vessel itself. Chaos erupted. Union ships hesitated, unsure who the enemy was. The siege vessel's shields flickered under unexpected fire. The Relic seized the chance. Its cannons blazed, smashing a hole through the Union lines. Sarah shouted, "Get us to the Aegis, now." The Relic surged forward, limping but unbroken, until it reached the silent giant. Up close, the Aegis looked like a sleeping beast. Its hull was dark, its weapons cold, but its signal pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat waiting to be stirred. The AI linked to it, sending ancient codes. Warship. Aegis. Awaken. For a moment, nothing. The battlefield raged around them. Union ships closed in. Then the Aegis's eyes opened. Lights flared across its hull. Cannons charged. The void trembled. The humans stared in awe as the second relic stirred. To life. Sarah whispered, "It's real. The Black Fleet. It's real." But before hope could fully bloom, the siege vessel fired again. This time, the beam tore through space, aimed not at the relic, but at the Aegis before it could rise. Sarah screamed, "No!" Cliffhanger ending. The beam raced toward the awakening. Warship, a shot powerful enough to kill it before it ever fired. And in that instant, the galaxy would learn whether the Black Fleet would rise or be destroyed forever. Wrath of the Black Fleet, a siege vessel's beam cut across the void, a spear of pure energy racing toward the awakening Aegis. Inside the relic, Sarah's crew cried out. The warship they had fought so hard to find about, to be destroyed before. It could even rise. Sarah slammed her fist against the console. Not like this. The AI's voice roared. Brace for impact. But the Aegis moved. Its hull lit up with golden light, shields flaring to life in a sudden burst of power. The beam struck but shattered against the new warship's defenses. The void echoed with thunder as the Aegis fully awoke. Cannons that had slept for centuries hummed with energy. Its engines burned like a second sun. The humans stared in awe. Sarah whispered, "It's alive." The Aegis fired. One salvo, just one tore through the Union siege vessel, ripping it apart in a storm of fire and broken steel. The shockwave rattled every ship in the system. Union soldiers froze. The weapon they had built to kill Terran ships was gone in an instant. Panic spread through their ranks. Xylan's ship moved beside the humans, his crew silent and fearful. He opened a channel. His voice trembled, but carried a strange pride. "This is Commander Xylan of the Union fleet." "No, not the Union anymore. I fight with the Terrans." Sarah blinked, surprised. The humans around her muttered in shock. But there was no time for doubt. Xylan had chosen, and his cannons were already firing at his former allies. Together, the Relic and the Aegis cut through the Union armada. The Relic's cannons pounded in steady rhythm, while the Aegis moved with terrifying grace, as if eager to fight once more. Every shot it fired shattered enemy lines. The humans felt a surge of power, as if the old spirit of Earth itself flowed through them. But the Union did not surrender. More ships poured from hyperspace, hundreds, then thousands. The full weight of the Union armada had arrived, even with 2 warships. The humans were still outnumbered. Sarah turned to the AI. "We can't face all of them. Not yet." The AI's lights pulsed. "Correct. But there is one last signal, one more call." Sarah's breath caught. Another warship? The AI paused. Then, with a voice like thunder, not one, many. Across the galaxy, old codes stirred. In broken moons, in empty systems, in forgotten graveyards of star shadows moved. Hidden hangars split open. Dead planets trembled as engines that had not burned in centuries roared back to life. One by one, the ships of the Black Fleet rose. The Union commander watched in horror as new signals appeared across the map. Not one, not 2, but dozens, then hundreds. Terran warships, all waking at once. His voice cracked. "Impossible. They should have been dust. How can this be?" No one answered, because no one dared. Back at the dead star, Sarah stood in. Silence as the Relic and the Aegis linked with their brothers across the galaxy. Her crew watched the holomap fill with friendly signals. The impossible was happening. The Black Fleet was no longer legend. It was real, and it was coming. The Union armada faltered. Their pride, their dominance, their control over the stars, it all shattered as the Terran fleet rose. Sarah's voice carried across the comms, steady and unyielding. You called us relics. You mocked us. But remember, this relics endure. And today, humanity returns. The relic and the Aegis surged forward, leading the charge. The first clash of many future wars began, a storm that would shake the galaxy. Far away. In hidden places, species under Union chains lifted their heads. In hope, whispers spread like fire. The humans are back. The relics fight again. The Black Fleet rises. On the battlefield, Xylan watched the humans fight beside him. He had betrayed everything he once knew. And yet, for the first time in his life, he felt free. He whispered, almost to himself, maybe this is what it means to be alive. The galaxy trembled. For centuries, the Union had ruled unchallenged. Now, with every cannon blast, every warship that woke, that rule began to break. Though the war had only begun, one truth was clear: humanity had returned. And the stars would never be the same. Cliffhanger. Ending. The screen fades with the Black Fleet awakening across the galaxy. The war is far from over, but the tide has turned. The relic is no longer alone. Humanity is no longer forgotten. The Black Fleet has risen. Asterisk.